Okay, Wanjiru.
Yeah, yeah,
So you mentioned that
mm-hmm.
enticement that this movement tends to have
Yeah.
on people. It seems to me like
Okay.
not just people, but people in a lot of developing countries tend to have a special interest
Mm-hmm.
in the prosperity gospel.
Yeah,
It's almost like Africa is the hub of the prosperity gospel right now. Why do you think that is?
yeah,
Why does
yeah.
it seem like it attracts developing nations a lot more?
Oh, yeah, because unfortunately, developing nations are riddled with all manner of challenges, and a lot of us, and sad to say, many of us live in impoverished conditions. We've got challenges left, right, and center. A message like that of the prosperity gospel and the word of faith movement, well, to be honest, it sounds like hope-giving message. It provides a sense of hope. It provides a pathway to a better life. And the thing with the prosperity gospel in the word of faith movement is that it appeals to our felt needs. It doesn't just appeal to, wants. It appeals to those things that we actually feel every single day. And when you are not being able to meet those needs, then you become such a fertile ground for this message, for this kind of message. Not to mention, and that's not just to do with where prosperity and success is concerned or wealth, but even where health is concerned. I mean, so many people are sick, so many people are ailing, and so if someone comes and tells you, "Well, I've got a message or a key that will unlock good health," then anybody who's desperate enough is going to fall for it. And so that is basically why the prosperity gospel has spread in Africa like wildfire. It's so sad, because a lot of people will say, "Oh, Africa is it's like the hub. This is where Christianity is growing by leaps and bounds," But unfortunately, if you actually come to the ground and assess, a lot of the Christianity that is growing is the word of faith theology. I mean, it's wreaking havoc in our churches. I mean, it's everywhere. Or should I quote Vodi Balcom and say it like it's everywhere in Africa? In fact, it's become such a concern that very recently we had a couple of theologians here in Africa and pastors come together and come up with what we call the Africa Statement on the word of faith theology and the prosperity gospel, which is basically like a response to this thing that has permeated and infiltrated our churches. And it has several articles, and 14 of them, that articulate what we affirm, in accordance with what the scriptures teach, and what we deny as far as the prosperity gospel and word of faith theology is concerned. And so that's just how much it's been able to infiltrate the church, that we felt that that a group of men of God decided, you know what, it's about time we actually stood up and said, no, this thing that has become so popular within our churches today is an affront to the true gospel, and we need to contend for the true gospel and call it for what it is. So yeah.